Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am delighted to introduce you to Terri Chappelle Boyd. And we have just met,
Yes.
but your sister Denise and I have known each other a long time, high school classmates. And Denise, I know, had a wonderful executive career with Elizabeth Arden, an iconic beauty company. And you, Terri, you got her into that job. So I'm fascinated.
She owes me.
She owes you for sure. And so I'm really just excited to talk to you about beauty products and Elizabeth Arden and that wonderful company. But on top of that, you are a collector of vintage perfume bottles.
I am.
And have served as the president of tell me the name of the
The International Perfume Bottle Association. And our mission is to educate people about vintage perfume bottles, compacts, vanity items. And we look at these items as art. And I know when you look at perfume bottles today, we've really gone back to nice, sleeker, square or round and, not a lot of decoration. But when industrialization happened, perfume became a little more popular. You could produce it more readily. You could produce bottles. But at the same time, we had craftsmen like Lalique and other glass makers who created exquisite bottles. And we do a lot of vanity bottles. In fact, we're mostly vanity vintage perfume bottles. But we do add some of the new ones as well. And if I could, if this is a good time.
Yeah.
One
Show
of
me what
my
you have here.
absolute favorite bottles, and we call it a figural bottle. And basically it's like a Victorian hand. A hand is holding a little vase or a vase, and it's got a little ring here. And there's about 7 different versions of this: white and gold, blue and white. And these were made by Baccarat in 1939.
Wow, like the crystal people.
Correct. So, people collect crystal vases, or they have Baccarat dinnerware, and they do beautiful items for the home. But they also do perfume bottles. And in fact, if you go to France, you can go to Baccarat and go to the perfume bottle museum there.
Really? Yeah.
And there are some exquisite bottles.
So how did you come upon that piece yourself? Do you remember?
You know what? I think this one I got from a tip from a perfume friend. And one thing about it, we promote collectings. We have big conventions. We have one in Chicago coming up. And we promote collecting. But what happens is you get to know the dealers and they know what you want. And they'll call you up and go, hey, I've got so-and-so. And I'm like, I got 5 of those, or like, oh my gosh. Or trying to be, oh, that sounds really nice. Could you send me a picture? And, my heart's going, oh my gosh, what is that bottle there?
Yeah.
So, just through acquaintances. I still do antique stores. In fact, when I was driving down Austin, I was like, oh man, I hope I have time to go over there.
Yeah, check out Cameron Trading.
Yeah, so
right.
I usually will pop in. But it's not as, they are not as common. And we talk to people, they go, oh, those were on my, if I go to estate sales, we threw a lot of those perfume bottles away. We didn't think anybody would want them.
Well, and when I get through with a modern perfume, whatever,
You recycle.
I throw it away.
Or
yeah.
recycle it.
Yeah. I just, what's it good? I don't have room to
Correct.
to store. So now these are like from the early 1900s, right?
Correct.
What is the oldest piece you have?
I do not have it here, but I actually have a, I'll show you this. It's called the Ardena Patter. And the Ardena Patter, Miss Arden, Elizabeth Arden, a little bit of her story. She was a Canadian immigrant. She came to America in 1908. She went to work for Eleanor Adair, who was a beauty culture parlor where women would come and have facial treatments because, we're at the end of the Victorian age. People didn't wear makeup. But they would have skincare. They started doing skincare. And in 1914, and this one is not from 1914, and I know it because I believe there is an address on it, and I know the addresses of her places. But this particular product was made for many years. And what's so interesting, because now we sell patters and rollers and jade, gouaches. And in 1940, in the Red Door salons, Elizabeth Arden was using these as well as padding and strapping treatments to promote. This is a chin strap, and it's filled with precious herbs that help to firm. And you would actually sleep in this.
Okay. And
your husband
it
would-
would strap, and the purpose was to
Firm and smooth. You would put on all your creams. You would put this on, and when you wake up, your throat, your décolleté, it's all youthful and plump and moist and, and wonderful.
Well, and I know sometimes you put hand lotions and things, and they put a glove on.
Correct.
Over that. I mean, I've never.
The heat holds in, drives in the, if your feet are like after the winter weather we've just had and your feet are feeling a little.
My skin is so dry.
Okay, put on a good occlusive Aquaphor. I mean, I do 8-hour cream. It's a cult item at Elizabeth Arden. And put on a good pair of socks. Even better, and this really sounds weird, go get a baggie or go get one of those plastic HEB bags, put on your feet, put your socks on top, and when you wake up in the morning, your feet feel like satin.
Really?
Because the heat, just the warmth and the heat, and it all soaks in. You'll be like, oh, this feels so yummy. So there's a lot of little tricks.
Well, I know.
things.
Yeah, you're gonna have lots of tips for me. That's really another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because how many years did you work for Elizabeth
I
Arden?
worked for them for about 13 years. When I graduated from Baylor, I went up to Dallas. Went to work for Tyrha's, and then it was Joski's, and
right.
ended
Department
up.
store.
Yes, I was on the floor. I had clothing. I did clothing for years, and I mean, this is a story, and this is very true. My best friend Jennifer decides to quit, like before Thanksgiving. Well, you're talking Christmas in retail, and back then, I mean, it
you
was
were running like a chicken.
and my Robert came over to me and goes, Terry, you're going to take over her area. I'm like, no, I'm not. He goes, oh yeah, you are going to. Handbag, hosiery, jewelry, and cosmetics.
What?
For Christmas? Yes. So I'm in my
Trial by
stock
fire.
room from
Yeah.
morning to night, and I'm like, what is this, Nina Ricci? They're like, it's Nina Ricci.
Nina
Ricci is
That's my
from
mother's
Paris,
favorite. She loved
okay,
that.
and love the Dove bottle, and that's another Lalique bottle that's just beautiful.
Okay, yeah, good. They were beautiful bottles.
Yeah. And I ended up really falling in love with the cosmetic portion and ended up being a cosmetic buyer. And I was the buyer for Elizabeth Arden at Joski's. And you know how life, you're ready for a big change, and something came up, an opportunity to go work for Elizabeth Arden, and I took it. And I became a promotional rep. I traveled the country. I did faces. I did makeup.
Oh yeah. So were you based in New York? Or?
No, I was actually based in Dallas.
Based in Dallas,
But I
okay,
went
good.
all around
Right,
the
you
country. And then they were like, we've got a training position and you would be great. And they said, and so we called it corporate trainer then. Now it's all sales and education, but that's what it was. It's training, because, if you don't know about a product, it's hard to sell it, okay? And then it's also hard to talk to your customer about it if you really can't talk to what it does. And at the same time, if you're not listening to your customer or your client, you're going to give her the wrong thing.
Right.
So there's
And she's not going to be happy that
and she's not going to be happy. And every time she looks at it, she's going to be like,
I don't like that product or
yeah.
whatever.
And then it was all about really building that rapport with your customer and being an expert in what you were doing.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And again, I traveled. I had the Southwest, and I never moved to New York because I decided to get married. He finally asked after years and years and years, and we wanted to stay here because we were both Texas people. So I lost my New York chance, but I was in New York at least 4 times a year.
Oh yeah.
Because we would go up to training seminars and meetings, and I would tell Gary, I'd go, oh gosh, I love New York. He goes, you love New York on other people's money. I said, yes, I do.
Well, I guess that's true. You got an expense account. It's a little
So
different. So let's talk a little bit more about Elizabeth Arden, the company. So tell me a little more about her. Where did the red door come from?
well, okay, it was a vision for her. Like I said, they were called beauty culture parlors, but for some reason, it said she knew that red was a color that drew attention. People would stop, and so she decided to paint all the doors on her with her salons red, so people would stop and look. And it's iconic. It is, the Red Door salon is iconic. There is one in New York still, but it's nowhere what it was up to the 70s.
Yeah.
And she started right off Fifth Avenue with a little salon. Within 4 years, she had moved up Fifth Avenue. And then she kind of added more space in. And in 1930, she bought a building that she bought the building there at the corner of 52nd and Fifth Avenue. And that was the Elizabeth Arden until about 9 years ago.
Oh, really? That recent.
And so it was like 9 floors of. And so, but the thing is, she opened a Washington salon like 2 years, after she started her business. She was going over to Paris. When she was in Paris, she was finding, I have ads that say, I found this beautiful crystalline eyeshadow, SHADO, for, to bring out your eyes. And so she was just, what I like to think is, she was a woman who had a lot of determination. Because, Anne, in 1910, women could not vote.
No.
And women did not have bank accounts. Married women didn't have bank accounts. Their husband didn't want them fooling with the finances. And so that she, from 1910, starting her business, beginning to add salons in multiple locations around the world. Her first, in 1920-21, she opened a salon in Paris, and she put her sister in charge of it, which was a very wise move, because so many things come from Paris. And so a lot of her products are, say, all made in France.
Yeah,
And
so I was going to say, I believe France is where she went to have her products made.
Absolutely.
So did you start out just perfume, or did it start out something else?
In 1910, it was skincare.
Skincare.
It was skincare. You came in for a skincare treatment. You would pay, and they would sit there and massage and, and pat and pamper, and women would just leave feeling fabulous. And, at that time, again, makeup wasn't really acceptable for most women.
Well, you were a hussy, I guess.
You were a hussy. You were a prostitute or a film actress if you wore
actors,
makeup.
of course, wore.
So
Grease paint.
grease paint, and true, and that's a whole other story I could go on to. But she began selling powder in 1916, and if you look up powder in Wikipedia, face powder, she and Helena Rubinstein are considered the two that really, with face powder. And there was also a lady by the name of Madam Walker who, for the black population, started in the late 1800s. I've got to add in Avon. Avon started in the late 1800s. So it wasn't like today. And, people say, well, what about Estee Lauder? I said, well, what about her? They go, well, I said, Estee Lauder came late to the game, 40s, 50s. These women are doing it in 1910.
Yeah.
1898.
True. Yeah.
So these women pioneered. So back to, again, her drive and her determination. And she just had an idea that she felt every woman in the world had the right to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And behind the red door, you could find that. You could spend a whole day. You could have, all the facial treatments. You could have body treatments. There was one, and I always wanted to do it. And I used to go to Main Chance, which was her big spa in Phoenix. It closed in 92. But I did training there too, and I never got over there. And it was a bath of paraffin. And they said when you came out,
wax?
that your body just felt like
Yeah.
luscious.
Oh.
So, you know.
I've had pedicures where you dip it in the
Yes.
hot water.
And how did your feet?
And they feel silky soft afterwards. So you told me that Elizabeth Arden was a horsewoman.
Yes.
And so she created bluegrass, which that's one of those iconic
Yes.
fragrances.
Still being made.
Tell me about bluegrass.
Okay, well, Miss Arden apparently she was from Toronto, and she had been around horses as a child. Well, she discovered horses again, most specifically race horses, and got in with the horsing people. And she was going to Belmont, and, she was going to the Preakness Stakes,
yeah.
she was going to Kentucky. And for her first, she had several fragrances before, but in 1934 she introduced bluegrass. and there's a couple of stories. Which one do you want to believe? Because I have brochures, and it was named for the blue skies over the fields in Grasse, France, where the flowers were grown for the fragrance, because it is a French perfume.
Okay.
Or you could also talk about the bluegrass
Kentucky
fields
bluegrass. Yeah.
of Kentucky.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
That's what I.
So, and she ended up, her stables were in Kentucky, and when she passed, the University of Kentucky assimilated her racing stables.
Yeah.
That's just a little fun fact. Yeah. But she loved horses. She would use these products on her horses. She would use bluegrass's fly spray. Okay. She would have the trainers massage with her 8-hour cream. Okay.
Really?
And, they're rolling their eyes. And if you've seen the movie Seabiscuit,
Oh, yeah.
okay, Tom, the trainer, he was her trainer for many, many, many
Is
years.
that right?
Yes. And I have
Yeah,
pictures of
yeah,
them together.
yeah.
So, I've collected little things from that. But in 1947, her horse, Jet Pilot, won the Kentucky Derby. And she was the first woman owner in the winner's circle.
Yeah. Awesome.
So, it was, so how did she do all this?
Yeah.
To me, like I said, she just had a passion, was married twice, neither one of the marriages took, had no kids.
But probably needed that man to sign stuff.
Well, I think that's a part of it. She
Yeah.
got married in 1915, and
Yeah,
then he went off to war, and she was happy with that. And then he came back, but he ran parts of her company.
Yeah.
But she used to tell him, "Well, you work here, but I own it."
But I own it. So much more I want to talk to you, Terri, about it, but we got to take a break. Gosh, you've got some other fascinating things. Vintage nail polish I've never seen before. So we're going to take a look when we come back. So you stay with us. There's more coming after the break.
For over 2 decades, I've come to Allen Samuels shop, especially for trucks, because I've been very satisfied with the performance of those trucks. I think the strengths of Allen Samuels is obviously in their customer service, and obviously taking care of your vehicle after the sale.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, your bank for life.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mully Box, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on their screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
And we're back with Terri Chappelle Boyd, and it has been so fascinating to talk to you about your career with Elizabeth Arden. Again, an iconic beauty company. I think the Red Door. I think of the perfume Red Door, and
Yes.
and it's so old. I mean, it really it was pioneering products, beauty products for women who were just sort of dabbing their little toes into it. You have something that's interesting to me. It's not perfume, nail polish.
Yes.
Nail polish. So show me that. I mean, that's a very old little collection.
This is probably from about 1921.
Okay.
It has a label, and it's very Art Nouveau when you look at it. And I mean, and that's it. I've done presentations because cosmetic products do follow trends of the time. Okay. And so this particular was, we know it's French because it has on there, and my French is not that good, but it's French, the anglaise, or the nails. And so you have two products, and they're labeled. This is one that you put on first, which kind of, to me, there's not a lot in there, probably a base coat or something, but this one has a tad of color. So look at this.
Yeah, it's
then
it's still liquidy.
It's still a little
after
bit of
all these
liquid.
years.
And so you would use this, and then you could, paint or polish your nails. I'm sorry, we always say you paint houses, you polish nails.
Polish your nails,
Okay, you
okay.
polish your nails. And then once you've polished your nails, you would pick up your dance bag, and you would throw a little lipstick in it, or maybe a little cosmetique, which is
Okay,
the
tell me about that.
early mascara. Okay, when you think of mascara, you think of Maybelline. Everybody uses the pink and the green,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and so, but it was first came in a liquid form. Okay, that they would put on, and Maybelline was not the first, but in America was very popular, and she just took like soot, black soot, and oil, and that's how they used it. But this was the liquid, the first type.
Yeah, I've seen like it was like a cake
Well,
kind of a thing
this is
with a brush.
I'm
a
big,
hard brush.
I'm big on packaging, and while I love digital things, I think we lose so much. You can definitely tell Art Deco.
Oh yeah.
And she had the line of products that she put in this graphic for that time, and it's the same thing. It's got the little.
Oh yeah, that's what
and
I'm thinking of. And it
so-
has a mirror in it too.
And so you would,
Get a little moisture on there.
and then,
Yeah.
and so you could toss this into your bag as women begin to get out more and more. I mean, during World War I, when men went off to work, women had to work to feed the family. So women began to enter the marketplace. And after the men came back, many of the women stayed out. Well, of course, that was good for the cosmetic business because as they're out, they want to look good. And then they've got, they have the little bags, and so they need a little lipstick to put in it, or maybe a little bit of rouge, and of course, a little powder to powder after jitterbugging all night. And then as they, when you look at the history of handbags. The bigger, as they get bigger, it's more the 30s because they're out needed more.
So this is like, these are Victorian?
No,
Or
actually,
past-
those are, from this design, we think this is about, we don't have, there's lots of ads of Whiting and Davis, and they're the best known mesh company still in business
I
today.
just love the feel of it.
But this particular is again, it's very deco.
Oh,
the
yeah.
colors.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
so if you look, the different bags have different frames and, different patterns. And I mean, there's a whole world. And these, when they were first made in the late 1800s, were all handmade. And they were so popular, but you can imagine how time-consuming it was for this mesh to by hand.
And how expensive they probably were.
Yes. So with industrialization, the owners of Whiting and Davis invented the machine that they could machine make these bags. And the very first ones were just plain mesh. But then look at these two, and I brought these two because of the designs.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, and there are all kinds of designs of mesh bags.
Yeah. So just part of your collecting process.
We call it drifting.
Drifting?
Drifting because you're collecting one, and I'm collecting, and then I'm like, oh, those are really pretty. I like those.
Oh, okay. So I see.
you drift to something else, and people go, I don't collect anything. And I'm like, earrings.
Oh, shoes.
Shoes.
There's-
Okay. Handbags. I have
Yeah.
a friend, her handbag collection rivals, Imelda Marcus,
Yeah.
But, everybody kind of collects something, and I know
Yeah.
people are minimalist. I do have a lot of it out in my house, and I've made it part of my house. I just have them
Right. Your
set up.
collections
and
are precious to you.
They
so,
are, and
yeah.
I love them. They bring me joy.
Oh, yeah, no question about that. We were talking about bluegrass a minute ago,
Oh.
and what you brought is hairspray that goes back to the 30s. Is that what you?
Well, I think probably this is maybe more 40s.
Okay, 40s,
Okay,
okay.
but bluegrass was from 34, and they still make it today. And here is a cardboard stand, and again, it's ephemera. It's meant to be thrown away. Okay, but I found it somewhere, and then my mission was on to find the
product.
The hairspray. So of course they're together in my case.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because basically from head to toe you could have bluegrass. I only brought a few things. In the 60s they made shower heads that had a space that you put these pellets in that had bluegrass, and they had sandalwood for men. And I have several of those.
What?
And you would take your shower head off and put that on, and you could bathe in bluegrass or sandalwood. So, it's to me,
I never
they're
knew
quirky.
that.
It's
Yeah.
so head to toe because
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
cream, foot cream, lipstick. I have bluegrass scented nail polish. She did home permanent kits, and you had bluegrass shampoo, and it's.
Well, as humans, we love smells. I mean, and smells evoke memories. I mean, there's a lot to that. Do you have a favorite fragrance yourself?
I'm wearing today Mon Paris, which is Yves Saint Laurent. I taught fragrance. I helped launch Fendi fragrance back in the 80s. I did Red Door. I got to meet Vendela,
Yeah.
our model, and had my picture made with her. Launched White Diamonds.
Now that was Elizabeth Taylor. She was the girl for that.
She was exactly the girl for that.
Yeah. My mother loved that. My mother-in-law.
It was for years the best-selling fragrance, And Red Door has reached icon status because it's 25. It's 35 years old, and so it has awards for I'm trying to think what the name of it is, but for a fragrance that's lasted and is still considered a beautiful fragrance. I loved training fragrance. It was fun because you're right, memories. And I always tell people, I said, they go, memories. I said, oh, I'm a movie buff too. So, and I was telling you this the other day, in the movie Peggy Sue Got Married. And if you've seen that movie, she faints at the blood drive, and they're like, Peggy Sue, wake up, you need to go home. And she goes, what's going on? And she goes to her house, and she knocks or rings the doorbell. And her mother comes to the door and she's wiping her hands. Oh, Peggy Sue, the nurse called and whatever. And she hugs her and she goes, oh, Mom, Chanel number 5, it always reminds me of you. And I mean,
Yeah.
do you know what was the first fragrance you wore? Was it your mother's? Did a boy give it to you?
Shalimar.
Oh, nice. Ooh, you were.
And I still wear
It's-
to me now, it's a grandma fragrance, and I am a grandma.
Shalimar just celebrated its 100th
Well,
birthday.
Okay, and so Shalimar has got that vanilla. I think I've always really loved the vanilla undertones. And I have gone to the store and I thought, well, I'm gonna get me a new fragrance, and it really is sort of daunting. Because I like a lot of things, but I have found I have to put it on to see how it smells on. I'll never forget getting a fragrance for my mother-in-law. She loved me to pick those things out for her. So I picked one out, put it on. By the time I said, okay, I'll get this. By the time I got to the car, I'm like, no way. I took it back. I said, I don't know. It may smell wonderful on her, but it was not good for me. So I said, I cannot give this to her.
You know, in the stores, they hand you the blotter, and that's just kind of to entice you, but you've got to put it on.
Yeah.
Because,
So what's the best way to put it on? Now, the way I do it is, and it's probably wasteful, but I spray 2 or 3 times and walk through the mist.
Well, when I trained Chloe, we would tell people to do that. We
Yeah,
would say,
not to
with
put it
Chloe, it's
directly
a
on you.
fragrance that you enter Chloe, and you spray it, and you walk through it, and then you're in it. And if you smell like old furs and things from at antique stores, they usually have a lot of perfume in them because women
Oh,
did
yeah.
spray their clothing and things. But that's perfect. Whatever works. I'm one of these.
Well,
if
I don't want to
works
be.
for
I don't
you,
want to overdo it. I don't, want to be one of those. Oh gosh, she's got too much of whatever that is on. Anyway.
Well, and that's always kind of the fear, but I think if you just kind of spray a little bit on and then go, but I like to layer, and
I do too, yeah.
and it's like, oh, it's gonna make it stronger. No, it makes it last longer because if a moist body skin holds fragrance longer than a dry body skin. But a lot of fragrances now don't really have a lotion. I have just a basic fragrance-free lotion, and I'll put it all on, and then I'll spray before I, and pretty well that's that. I don't reapply during the day, but I love the KL fragrance by Karl Lagerfeld. I mean, I helped train it, and for me, it's still one of the best.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. It's kind of, and it doesn't have the vanilla, but it has more of a warmer tones to it, so it's very yummy.
Yeah, and I like cedary, kind of the woodsy, kind of spicy fragrances too.
Well, wood was always associated with men, but there are so many women who do wear men's fragrances. And on that Lagerfeld for men, that was often sold to women because they loved it. It was clean, it was fresh, it has that little bit of cedar in it.
Yeah. Well, we don't have much time left, but I want to talk a little bit about skincare because, as an expert in that area, what is your best tip or secret for women for skincare?
If my nieces, when they were growing up, they'd say, "What do I need to do?" I said, "There's 2 things you need to do every day. Number 1, wash your face every evening. Okay, even if you don't wear makeup, and especially now because we have such pollution.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, wear sunscreen."
Yes.
Sunscreen is anti-aging, and of course, I grew up at Fish Pond or Ridgewood.
Oh, yeah.
Bathing and
Yes.
And feel very fortunate. But being in cosmetics, I started using a daily sunscreen in '89 when we introduced a product Elizabeth Arden did called Immunage, immune to aging. People are like, how? Because it prevents damage from happening, and now we're all correcting it, which is the whole other thing. So those 2 things,
the spots.
anybody could do. But for women today, their skincare should depend on what they want. Women are spending millions of dollars on injectables and different
fillers
treatments.
and-
Yes,
right,
I'm not against any of those at all. I just say, but are you taking care of your skin?
Yeah.
The better care you take of your skin. I mean, I don't wear nearly as much makeup as I used to, and I should. But I think my skin looks good. I'm not going to cover it all up.
No,
So,
yeah.
with skincare, I love serums because your serums, people go, oh, my moisturizer isn't working. Well, is it not working or is your skin changing? And rather than change moisturizer, try one of the serums underneath to see if it gives you more of that plumping. And of course, now we do vitamins. You know, Miss Arden had her hands slapped by the FDA back in the 30s and 40s because she used vitamins in her things and had to take it out because vitamins didn't do it. The FDA said that they don't do anything for the skin. And of course, who doesn't use vitamin C? Or retinol's vitamin A, or E to protect, or
and E heals too.
Yes.
I think
So-
has healing properties.
So serums are always nice, and I always say add an eye cream because the eyes are first to go.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah, that was something. I had a cousin in Houston who was on television, and she was a model. And when I was 15, I would go and take modeling classes from her. And she told me, she said, Ann, she said, at 15, if you will always use eye cream around your eyes, when you're 30, then your eyes will look like you were when you were 15. So anyway, I've just it was one thing you just always use. And Denise gave me one of Elizabeth Arden's, and I have loved it. Yeah.
So I love their capsules. I helped launch the capsules, the capsule technology. So it's pre-measured, easy to use, and they were the first people to use ceramides. And now you can buy ceramides in your shampoo, as well as your skincare and your body care and whatever. But I see that it's a barrier product. I love that. So I mean, I'm a capsule girl and I'm a serum girl, and my makeup bag is over the 3 limits, and they haven't caught me yet. So I just love it. But, you know, when I'm gardening, I don't put all this on, you know, and I love
but
the
your
gardening.
sunscreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have my sunscreen.
I always use the sunscreen. Oh, well, it's been a delight to hear from you and to see your collection. And if somebody wanted to learn more about the International Perfume Bottle Association, how would they find that?
www.perfumebottles.org. We're a nonprofit.
Okay.
Our mission statement is about educating the history of these items. Also talking about promoting how do you collect. What do you collect? Well, that's an individual
what to look
thing.
for,
What to look for. I unfortunately, I did not start collecting till after I left the cosmetic industry.
Oh.
Because I really could have stocked up.
I was going to say you had access.
So, but they are. I've been a member since '94. I've met lifelong friends. And they're fun. And they don't look all glazed when I talk about all my products.
I love it. I love it. Terri, you're a delight. Thank you so much for joining me here in the Alico building. Your first visit here to the Alico.
I've been here 67 years. I've never been in the Alico building.
Hey, I hear that all the
beautiful.
time. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Well, you are a delight. Thank you. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
The selection here at Allen Samuels is great. They have a wide selection of vehicles. They go anywhere from a car to an SUV to a truck. I'm more of a car person myself. That's why I got the Chrysler 300 last. But my wife is looking for an SUV, which they have a lot of choices at. Anybody that's looking for a vehicle, I would recommend Allen Samuels.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Hey Waco, meet your new favorite email. It's called the Waco Buzz, the local newsletter that skips crime and chaos and gets straight to the good stuff.
A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Identifies your fertile window by analyzing changes in your temperature. Just measure in the morning, add your temperature into the app, then learn which days you can and cannot get pregnant. It's that easy. Learn more at naturalcycles.com.
ready for a better kind of primary care.
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at keeps.com.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
Welcome back to the show. It is an exciting time because we are getting ready for the Waco Family Faith International Film Festival. I've still got the words mixed up. I think Dr. Tyrha Lindsey-Warren is the driving force and the creative behind this wonderful film festival in Waco. It's going to come up on the 5th of March, 5th through the 7th. So mark your calendars.
Definitely. We are in our 7th year. 7th year. And this year we have a theme, and we are celebrating music and movies.
I love it.
So everything from the animation films to the feature films to the student films have wonderful music and help the storytelling. You know, help is the driving force behind the storytelling. And then we have some wonderful people coming in that we're honoring for our 2026 Champions Award, which you are one. Texas Music Cafe Executive Director Chris Amorian. Yes. Yeah. So excited.
And I went to their kind of premiere event at their new old location.
Yes.
Their previous location. They're on Franklin, and it's a wonderful facility.
It is.
And that's where everything will happen.
All the
year.
movie screenings will be at the Texas
It's
Music
gonna be
Cafe.
great.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be great.
And then India's Kenny Stearns.
I love
who's
her.
the president of the Waco Symphony Council
Met her
right now.
because of you. You're the one that introduced me. To India, and now I just got her involved in all kinds of stuff.
Yes,
we both do. Too grateful.
We both do.
I'll bet you have too. I mean, for sure. But she has knocked it out of the park with the Waco Symphony Council.
Yes.
She's now president of that board, and I just couldn't be prouder of all that she's done. And she's just remarkable.
And she's, you know, you may not know, she's a Hollywood executive, works for OWN and so many fantastic companies in LA. So she has music and Hollywood all wrapped in one.
I know.
And then super excited about honoring Teddy Riley, who is a Grammy Award winning musician, composer, producer, and known for creating the hip hop genre, New Jack Swing. And so I'm always telling people, as you heard last week, do you remember this young man by the name of Michael Jackson? Well, Teddy wrote his hit song, Remember the Times.
Really?
And he has a memoir that just came out last
a
week.
new author?
Yeah. Yes, called Remember the Times, a memoir by Teddy Riley. So he'll be doing a book signing while he's here, speaking to Waco ISD students while he's here. His manager said, "Oh my gosh, Dr. Tyrha, this is a pretty good day you have lined up."
Well, and there's also another book signing with Dr. Allison Alford.
Yes.
With her book about daughters.
Yes, which is fantastic.
She recently was on Good Morning America, and they did a whole piece on her. So, yes, she's really making some waves.
Yes, and she's been on our host committee for the film festival since the very beginning. Her children always volunteer with our book pack event, our backpack event every year. So when she asked, asked me to do something, I said, of course, we will support this book because it's a fantastic book, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I can't wait to learn. She's going to be a guest
Good.
on the show in the coming days.
Good.
You've got great movies lined up. And my good friend, Lindsay Lippman, I was working right next to her when she was producing this movie. So, I mean, every step along the way. And I got to go to the premiere of Blood, Sweat, and Beats. And you're going to show that again. I'm so excited.
DJ Precise shared it with me months ago. He is. And he said, can we screen this? And I said, Waco hip hop? Okay, but it's a fantastic
great
documentary.
Movie. Yeah,
yes,
it is a great documentary.
That's our closing night movie. Yeah. Really excited about it.
Is Lindsay coming? Or
yes, DJ Precise said if she's in town, she'll be there.
Okay, yeah, because I've got to get back in touch with Lindsay. So much. I'm so excited about you. Got a lot packed into these 2 days. So how can folks get tickets?
WacoFilmFest.org. WacoFilmFest.org.
Yes, your website is wonderful.
We're getting
you can buy tickets for individual events, or you can get a pass, right?
Definitely.
For certain things.
That's right. A movie pass. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thrilled that it's coming up, and it's gonna be just another wonderful, really feather in the cap of Waco where film festivals are concerned.
Thank you.
You've really nailed it with this one that it kind of focuses on the good, focuses on faith, focuses on family. And you got a wide variety, and so folks can make their choices or come to it all. Like, I'm going to try.
Yes. I mean, films from all around the world.
Yes. Right.
China and Ghana and Slovakia. I mean, I continue to be so impressed with the quality of the films that we get. Yeah. And there were some that we had to push off to next year because they were just that good.
So many quality things. I don't know how you make those choices. It's got to be hard.
Well, we have a evaluation team that's led by a former Sundance evaluator, Demanuel Richardson. And so he's the leader of that. I kind of just follow along.
Okay. Well, again, this is coming up on the 5th of March.
Yes, through the 7th.
That's a Thursday evening. That's your champions ceremony and all that wonderful thing. And it goes all the way through, and then you have a wonderful wrap-up party, fun thing at Marie's.
Yes.
Meet me at Marie's.
Jokes and jams at Marie's after the closing night movie. I mean, all the after parties are at Marie's because that's the best place.
Yes, it is the best place
to hang out.
Yeah, that and Texas Music Cafe for everything else. And so it's going to be great.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Appreciate you so much. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. NordVPN.com. That's NordVPN.com.
Finding a sleep sack that my baby likes has been a struggle.
The sleep sack from Joy is a major upgrade.
It is all natural eucalyptus, which is breathable and hypoallergenic.
TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, your bank for life.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care.
We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals ready to address any immediate concerns. Book your first appointment today.
I'm Jessica Lee with XO8 Cosmeceuticals. We do incredibly well with the XO8 Red Carpet Facial. Incredible for anti-aging, incredible for healing. So get those red carpet facials going and reach out to us with any questions.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Everybody at Ecolife really has a passion and a real interest in helping people feel well. How much further can we go to get you feeling even better? It is a complete partnership between the two of us.
Modern love story. It's called Robin Robin. She stole my heart at the travel stop, going opposite ways. Between the second I took and the look she gave, stood two people, both could use a shower and shave. Just take what you can get and give it back someday. Saw her picture on a poster on a telephone pole, wearing my black hoodie and the shade she stole. One last job to climb out of this hole. I'm tired of stripping for copper, babe. I'm going for gold. If you don't see me before I leave, come catch me if you can in New York City. On a subway, on the corner, or dead on the street. She left that Sharpie letter on the diesel receipt. Today I thought of Robin, Robin, is she thinking of me? Fox 4 postcard, she finally made the big screen. Did she sleep her way into that black limousine? Some city girl's present is a southern girl's dream. You don't see me before I leave. Oh, come catch me if you can in New York City. On a subway, on the corner, or dead on the street. She left that Sharpie letter on a diesel receipt. Maybe I'll pack up and go catch her alley cat show. Maybe she's already hit the road. She's running from the record, but everybody knows. You don't see me before I leave. Come catch me if you can in New York City. On a subway, on the corner, or dead on the street. She left that Sharpie letter on a diesel receipt. You don't see me that Sharpie letter on a diesel receipt.
For over 2 decades, I've come to Allen Samuels shop, especially for trucks, because I've been very satisfied with the performance of those trucks. I think the strengths of Allen Samuels is obviously in their customer service and obviously taking care of your vehicle after the sale.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on the screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
It's hard to find supplements that work. No, thank you. Plant-based supplements made from the Earth's most powerful plants for your immune health, gut health, workouts, and more. Find out more at auraorganic.com.
Slow Rise Slice House. Okay, so this place is exactly what it sounds. It's pizza. If you don't like pizza, I'm sorry for throwing this in here, but my kids and I and my wife, we all love pizza, so I had to put this in here. There are 2 locations, okay? There's one location that's actually on the Brazos River downtown. Highly recommend. If you want to do the outdoor seating and sit down and just kind of enjoy the water, that's a good place. The second location is actually in Woodway, and it's kind of cool because it's just off of Highway 84, and if you don't want to drive into downtown Waco, that's probably going to be your better option. Now, for families, yeah, it's still good with families. They got a nice outdoor seating area. They have some fun games for you to play. It's a pretty cool scene. They also, in this particular location, couple with the Common Grounds Coffee Shop. Now this place, I love. I tend to do the best of both worlds, so if you're a fan of coffee and you like pizza, go check it out.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.